Hello everyone, it's Nastya, and today I want to discuss with you the topic which title is Barrier of Language, and do you need to look for Ukrainian girl already speaking English? So in this video I want to discuss with you some problems with international couples, the barrier, this language barrier in relationships, and how to overcome this obstacle, how to organize the communication with the language barrier, girlfriend, etc. So of course when a man is looking for a single Russian-Ukrainian woman, he is interested in relationships to make less efforts without problems. So this woman should speak English and preferably have a diploma which is requested in his country. But I want to say that if you are looking for Russian-Ukrainian single woman who is already speaking English, it will make your task of choice more difficult. And the reasons are, for example, when you are looking French-speaking woman, you limit your choice by only, for example, 3% from 100% of all profiles in some dating database, because while you are looking for a Russian woman who is already speaking English, your competitors are looking for a woman who is, for example, beautiful, who has a deep values of traditional family, and who could have a good profession, etc. So it is, I can say, not interesting for you to limit your choice only by this, for example, 3% of women who speak already English. You should limit your choice by other values, because you cannot, for example, change the age. You cannot change the character of your woman, but you can learn with your woman, learn together French, English, Ukrainian, Russian, the language that you need for everyday communication. And also Ukrainian woman who already speaks English, she can easily register herself on English dating site, and therefore she will receive dozens of messages from different men every day, and as a result you are going to have a lot of competition, and in this case it is not you who will choose this or that woman, it's rather this woman who will choose, because she has more choice and it is not interesting for you. And also the Russian language is quite complex and contains many lexical and grammatical elements of the English language. I can say that almost 30% of the vocabulary are common in both languages. So in 3, 4 or 5 months of intensive courses and of practice, of course, the Russian-Ukrainian woman will be able to speak English, and it is it will not be a problem for your everyday communication. So instead of looking Ukrainian woman according to such criteria as language skills, hair color, etc., that you can change in her, it is more logical to rely on more important values, for example, age, appearance and character, and then you can modify some criteria that you need. And also, as a Ukrainian girl who lives in this area and who knows something about Ukrainian girls and about their language skills, I can say that girls are more able and more interested in languages. So, for example, in philologists we can see more girls than boys, and also I can say that almost 80% of Ukrainian women have learned or they know English. For example, they have learned English for 5 or 6 or 7 years, and they already know some base, some vocabulary, grammar, etc. of English, because they need this language to travel, to work, to pass some interviews, to pass some exams after school. So I can say that English is very widespread in Ukraine, and it will not be a problem to practice with you this language and to know it better and better every day, because without practice, even a Ukrainian girl who knows English, she will forget it, because for example, a lot of Ukrainian girls, they can understand English words, but they cannot express because they do not have practice, and you can help them to practice this language, because in my own experience as being a teacher and private tutor, I can say that girls are very interested in languages. They read books, they watch films, they listen to the music, etc., etc. But the problem that they are not incapable of learning English or, for example, French, but that there is no practice and learning technologies. So in everyday speaking, you can solve this problem together. And I see as a teacher and as a tutor that there is a progress, especially among young girls, because they want to comprehend everything that surrounds them, and we have lots of applications, books, films, etc. that are in English, and to understand it, we learn more and more English, so it will not be a problem to learn together and to practice together English. That's why I want to emphasize that you do not need to choose the girl already speaking English, because it will not be a problem to practice together this knowledge that every Ukrainian girl has already, to practice, to develop this language skills. And also you can help one another, because you can, in everyday life, you can learn some Russian words and phrases, and she can learn some English words and phrases, and it will be interesting for you too, because this language barrier, you can overcome it if you want it. Ukrainian girls are very able and very interested, and they know already something in English, and when you will practice it every day, it will become better and better, and not and these relationships have future, because I have international couples among my friends, and they practice everyday language. For example, firstly it was some gestures, then it was some words, then they have their proper technique, they have paper sheets almost on every detail in their apartment, and they learn, they have, for example, at the kitchen some pieces, some sheets of paper with these words in Russian and in English, and they learn in Russian and English at a time, and it's really interesting, and it's really gives the knowledge of language, the language skills, after some even months of being together, of living together. So it is really my experience from my life, and I can say that it is like that, and it will not be a problem to have a girlfriend who doesn't know English very well. So I wanted to emphasize this moment. And for today, that's all. I thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, you can ask me on my Facebook profile or on my email address. Subscribe to my channel not to miss some interesting and important videos and informations. Thank you for your attention, and see you soon.